Could it be? Could it be that Kash Patel is actually going to get fired? Well, that's what we're learning, according to MS Now, who has a report out that says that Donald Trump is considering just that.
Yeah, you're fired.
And why wouldn't he? I mean, look at all of the different reasons why Kash Patel is not capable of doing this job. He's showing us, and we actually just knew this was going to happen. First off, Kash Patel, unlike past FBI directors, has no experience as a senior law enforcement official. His biggest accomplishment is writing a book about Donald Trump called The Plot Against the King. Kash Patel also is involved in the Epstein file cover-up, and he bungled that. Kash Patel has been a key player along with his boss, Pam Bondi, in the Trump administration's cover up the Epstein files, refusing to answer questions from Congress about whether he has tried to protect Trump. He has posted, remember the terror attack that happened? Kash Patel tried to claim credit for busting a potential terror attack on Halloween weekend despite no charges and no info from FBI or police. He also bungled the Kirk announcement when they were still at large looking for the assassin. Patel's premature posting habit also landed him in hot water when he announced twice on social media that the FBI had caught the Charlie Kirk shooting suspect, only to retract it hours later. Very embarrassing. And this is really the main reasons is he's flying his girlfriend on FBI planes, and she's getting SWAT team protections, but they're not married. By the way, I don't know if this is important to you. He's 45 and she's 27. I think that is fine, but it's also, is it fine? I don't know. All right, let's go into the story about SWAT protections, and then we will talk about the MS Now reporting. First, Alex Wilkins is the 27-year-old girlfriend of Kash Patel. She sang the Star Spangled Banner at the NRA's annual convention in Atlanta in the spring, somewhere I would very much so not want to be. I want to be anywhere else. And she arrived with a SWAT team from the Bureau's local field office. Now, upon seeing that the event at the NRA was secured and that no one was going after this unknown 27-year-old woman, they left before the event was over, according to 6 people with knowledge of the incident. But that pissed off Kash Patel. Soon after, Kash Patel ripped into the team's commander, saying that his girlfriend had been left without taxpayer-funded defenders, and slamming what he saw as failure to communicate their movements up the chain of command during her time on the convention floor, where she sang and chatted with the attendees, the people said. And then someone asked, this is an influencer, a MAGA influencer, who is upset about this. Quote, is she considered Kash's spouse? Grace Chong, an influencer who works for Trump ally Steve Bannon, asked on X recently about Miss Wilkins' use of Bureau resources. Quote, is that why she's getting protection? Because if not, then why are we paying for this? Why are we paying for this? I mean, I think that's going to be the overall theme of this entire video, is that we are paying for their dates, basically. It goes on to say here, Christopher O'Leary, a former Marine who as a senior FBI agent oversaw a specialized team that conducted high-risk missions, quote, his being Kash Patel's abusive and excessive use of the GV jet for his personal adventures and the assignment of SWAT qualified special agents to guard his girlfriend are indicative of his lack of leadership, experience, judgment, and humility, he added, referring to the Gulfstream model of Mr. Patel's government plane. Ben Williamson, a spokesperson for Kash Patel, said that his spending on transportation was comparable to that of his recent predecessors, Christopher Wray and James Comey. He declined, though, and this is very interesting, he declined to provide details about Miss Wilkins' travel and security or any accounting of what was spent on them, but said that everything being done on her behalf was justified by threats she faces. He took issue with the determination by agents on the team that Miss Wilkins was out of danger at the NRA convention. I mean, I don't know if she's in danger or she's not, but they're not married. Sorry, they're not married. Until you get married, I don't think it's our responsibility as taxpayers to protect his girlfriend. I think most people would agree with me on that one, that taxpayers should not be paying for someone's girlfriend to be protected. Someone, but by the way, no one even knows. Like, who is this? Like, is anyone really trying to target some random singer who's 27? Like, just go, her whole grift to singing at conservative events? I don't think so. It goes on to say here, Miss Wilkins is receiving a protective detail because she has faced hundreds of credible death threats related to a relationship with Director Patel. Mr. Williamson said in a statement, adding, bad faith criticisms of FBI travel will not deter the Bureau from our mission. Okay. Now, wouldn't you know it? Kash Patel actually didn't like when Christopher Wray used the Bureau's jet for personal reasons during his own tenure. Kash Patel was actually one of the most vocal critics. In a 2023 interview, Kash Patel chided Mr. Wray by name, saying he did not, quote, need a government-funded G5 to go to vacations. Quote, maybe we ground the plane, Mr. Patel added. $15,000 every time it takes off, just a thought. So Mr. Patel, when he was going to be the FBI director, when he was thinking he could become it, said that he would ground the plane. Now he's actually just using it for his own personal resources. Yeah, not a good look, but it is very MAGA, isn't it? I don't like that you're doing this one thing, but as soon as I have the opportunity, I'm actually going to do it. But you're not allowed to do it, but I get to do it because I'm different. Now, here's the reporting on Kash Patel potentially getting fired. It says here, this is MS Now, Trump weighing ouster of Kash Patel according to sources. President Trump is considering moving Kash Patel as FBI director in the coming months as he and his top aides have grown increasingly frustrated by the unflattering headlines Patel has recently generated, according to 3 people with knowledge of the situation who requested anonymity in order to speak freely. Trump and White House aides have confided to allies that the president is eyeing removing Patel and is considering top FBI official Andrew Bailey as the Bureau's new director, according to 3 people. Patel is described, oh God, I really hope this happens. I'm sure Andrew Bailey is just different flavor of awful, but wouldn't it just feel nice to see Kash Patel get thrown out? Wouldn't that feel good? I mean, I'm sure he'll just move on to his podcasting grift. It's not like he's going to be destitute, but a moment of humiliation, I would take it. I'd take it. Patel is described as being on thin ice, and his ouster appears closer than ever with Bailey as the logical replacement. 2 of the sources with knowledge of the situation said, though Trump could change his mind in the weeks to come. But Abigail Jackson responded to MS Now, which used to be MSNBC, saying, quote, President Trump has assembled the most talented and impressive administration in history, and they are doing an excellent job carrying out the president's agenda. Director Patel is a critical member of the president's team, and he is working tirelessly to restore integrity to the FBI. As we've shown with that previous New York Times story, not so much. No, not so much. In an interview last week with Fox News channel's Brian Kilmeade, the president backed Patel, saying, I do have confidence in Kash, a lot of confidence in the DOJ. That's kind of a death knell, because whenever Donald Trump says he has confidence in you, that means you probably don't have much more time left working for him. Now, we do know that Attorney General Pam Bondi and also Dan Bongino, who's gone missing, have also been very upset with Kash Patel because of social media posts that I told you about earlier, which sometimes threaten to jeopardize investigations. Both Bondi and Attorney General Todd Blanche have been irritated by the continuing distraction of news coverage of this questionable use of taxpayer resources, which I also just told you about. Now, Caroline Leavitt responded to this. She posted a picture of Kash Patel and Donald Trump. I think they are photoshopping away his neck vag. Regardless, she posted this saying, the story is completely made up. In fact, when this fake news published, I was in the Oval Office where President Trump was meeting with his law enforcement team, including FBI Director Kash Patel. I read the headline to the president. He laughed. He said, what? That's totally false. Come on, Kash. Let's take a picture to show them you're doing great. Do not believe the fake news. Okay, so his time is definitely up. Like, this is going to be very funny in a month when he gets fired, because that is definitely what's happening. Definitely. And we're going to be here when it happens. Maybe a live stream. Maybe we'll throw a party. Regardless, it's actually really interesting that Donald Trump hasn't fired more people, but I think it's because Donald Trump, unlike the first time, he has nothing but yes men in his administration. And so he doesn't need to fire them because they're doing exactly what he wants, which is saying yes and. Whereas at the first administration, they said no but. And that's not how you work with Trump. That's not what Trump wants. Trump wants people that give him what he wants. Don't tell him what he needs. All right, well, we're going to keep watching this. If you want to watch with us, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.